Okay, for our final award, we're pleased to present the Clyde v. Bartlett Distinguished Service Award. The purpose of this award is to recognize an Ohio school psychologist for outstanding service or achievement in the profession. The criteria for selection include significant contributions to the growth and development of the profession, outstanding service to the community, the area of mental health, and personal qualities thought to be desirable in the profession. My dear colleagues, this is OSPA's Lifetime Achievement Award. Included on the short list of honorees are the leading lights in the history of Ohio school psychology. By tradition, the recipient of this award is introduced to the membership by a close friend and colleague, and as it happens, our lauded recipient has asked that I serve in that role today, and I am beyond honored to do so. Friends, it's my honor to introduce this year's recipient of the Clyde v. Bartlett Distinguished Service Award, Mr. Jeffrey York. Jeff has been a school psychologist for nearly 30 years, more than 25 of which have been in service in the Akron Public Schools. Although he has extensive experience supporting students of all ages, he's most remarkable for his 2 decades of service to Akron's preschool children. Many of you probably know Jeff, directly or indirectly, as the long-standing chairperson of OSPA's Technology Committee and our webmaster, roles that he has served in for the past 2 decades. But, as is directly referenced in this award's title, with Jeff, it's not just service, it's distinguished service. In fact, if you've gone online to sign up for an OSPA membership, register for a conference, access a webinar, read an article in the Ohio School Psychologist, witness and grapple with Chuck Archer and a rant on the listserv, or truly use the digital device to interface with just about anything having to do with Ohio school psychology, it's been Jeff York who's been at the center, the very center, of making that happen for a generation. To give it some perspective, Jeff has coordinated all of our technology and how we do business in the digital age for longer than the iPhone has even existed. How does that happen? With intelligence, foresight, innovation, lots of trial and error, giving and receiving communication, late nights, emergency meetings, calling the red phone in an instant, knowing when to speak up, knowing when to be invisible, training new OSPA employees, coaching hopeless technological luddites like his direct supervisor, and making sure that his laptop is charged 24/7. Pretty simple, right, Jeff? His service in these areas far outpaces what almost any of us would contribute in our professional lifetime, but his service extends even further. Just as he has supported the needs of students in their earliest years, Jeff has supported the needs of school psychologists in their earliest years. For example, for 25 years, he has supervised interns in preschool setting, one of the most aerobic working environments that we offer in schools. And just 2 days ago, here at the intern conference, Jeff co-presented on the topic of getting and keeping your first job as a school psychologist for the 27th straight year. He had the vision to take this early career enterprise nationwide and served as a highly featured conference speaker at the annual NASP convention for about 20 years. Coast to coast, Jeff provided early career support to approximately 10,000 graduate students, interns, and other school psych newbies. He has served as the secretary of the Ohio Supervisors of School Psychologists group for the last decade. He's been a lead researcher for our last 2 omnibus surveys and coordinated the entire data collection for those projects. He served chairperson Valerie Wolcott-Mendelson on the small team of core OSPA leaders who developed and launched the OSPA scholarship that proudly bears her name. Jeff is a previous recipient of OSPA awards, including the F. Peter Gross Best Practices Award in 2002, Presidential Award for Outstanding Service in 2010, and the Alex Thomas Ohio School Psychologist of the Year Award in 2012. Many of my staff and many of you know that I have a tendency to be a little long-winded, so I could go on and on about Jeff's many professional achievements. But that said, part of the magic of this particular OSPA recognition is something I mentioned from the start. The recipient is asked to pick the person who introduces them. The genesis of that idea may be lost in our association's history, but I think the rationale for this touching tradition is rather clear. After conference goers hear about a lifetime of distinguished service, they often want to know a bit about the human being behind such an extensive record of accomplishment. And this is the part that gives me greatest joy in this presentation, telling you for just a moment about the kind of human being that Jeff York is. For me, as well as many of his colleagues in both Akron and Oslo, Jeff is the shining example of what we term servant leadership. And that's what this award is about, a lifetime of leadership and service. He's been the most loyal and dedicated service to our shared profession that we could ever hope to have. His leadership and service are characterized always and everywhere with a humility that is as admirable as it is authentic. Indeed, I've never worked with a professional in any capacity who has the genuine humility that Jeff brings to the table in all of his endeavors. Like no one I've ever met, his personal and professional selves are entirely reconciled to each other. He simply wants to serve, and he carries that orientation into the front door of the school building, into the lobby of the Oslo Conference Hotel, and right into the front door of his own home. As our time as Akron colleagues winds down, I'm beyond grateful for you, Jeff. You've been the best professional partner a person could ever hope to have. Whether it's been traveling to cities across the country with you at all those NASP conventions, or refining a procedure that'll result in just one less burden for your school site colleagues in Akron or Ohio. Over a 30-year period, you've impacted my professional life like no one else. Many of us here today, Jeff, are better school psychologists because of you, and while I proudly count myself in that number, I can also tell you I'm a better person because of you, and I know I'm not the only one. So this is your moment, Jeff. You can spike the football in the end zone and dance all over the field. You've earned that right, but I know you won't. Instead, you'll thank all the players, coaches, referees, fans, parking lot attendants who shared this game of school psychology with you. Because that's the kind of servant leader that you are. It's the kind of human being that you are. We thank you most of all for that. With all this in mind, the Executive Board of the Ohio School Psychologists Association is proud to present this year's Clyde v. Bartlett Distinguished Service Award to Mr. Jeffrey York. Congratulations, Jeff.
Hearing all that makes me tired, my goodness. It's kind of a long road. All right. My journey through the career of being a school psychologist has been an amazing one. Like many in our profession, the choice was a happy accident. It wasn't until I was in the graduate program at Cleveland State. Are there any CSU peeps out there? All right. That's when I declared my specialization as a school psychologist. Until that time, I didn't know what a school psychologist was. When I made that declaration, my parents kind of wondered about the choice I had made, but supported me. Several years later, they said, you know, you really made a good choice, and I agree wholeheartedly. My next happy accident and a good choice was applying to the Akron Public Schools. I did that when another employment opportunity fell through. And at that point I told myself, some things are just meant to be. I was very fortunate that all of my direct supervisors in Akron were supportive of my professional involvement in expanding my horizons. Without those opportunities that my supervisors provided, it would have been difficult to climb out of the trenches and help advance greater initiatives. There's another good decision I made, but I'll come back to that in a bit. I have a number of thank yous I'd like to make. First, I'd like to thank my child study department pals in the Akron Public Schools. Every day, I feel like I'm on the team with the New York Yankees. The expertise and drive of my colleagues helps me to continue to move forward, even as a late career professional. I'd like to thank Chris Sweeney as my technology pal in Akron Public Schools and all the heavy lifting that you do in that aspect. I'd like to give a special thanks to my colleague, supervisor, and pal, Rob Kubik. Rob is kind of like the running partner who talks you into signing up for races and then supports and motivates you all the way across the finish line. I'd also like to thank the amazing OSPA staff I've had the opportunity to work with over the years, including Cheryl Vandenberg, Ann Brennan, Megan Luna, and Rachel Children. They have helped move us all in a unified direction in our work of helping students and their families. I'd like to give one final thank you and also circle back to my best decision by wrapping these two into one. That would be to my wife, Therese, who is here today to support me. She has been there to celebrate my successes and also prop me up when things get rough. I could not have done it without you. I love you and thank you. I'd like to conclude with a bit of advice to the early career professionals with us today. Being effective is a balance of the big things and the small things. While it's important to help advance systems level change and keep on top of procedural compliance, it's just as important to attend to the seemingly small things that serendipitously present themselves to us each and every day. It's also important to keep our professional involvement in balance with the rest of our lives, to enjoy our families, friends, and doing the activities that we love. It's wonderful to see so many people here at this conference. The OSPA conferences are by far my favorite professional development activity of the entire year, especially the in-person opportunities. I feel that these conferences advance my skills, give me opportunities to connect and network, and refills my professional gas tank for the next big push when I get back to the district. I thank you all for coming and hope you've had a wonderful time here in Columbus. Thank you.